What if I told you that sometimes the bravest and most loving thing you can do is to walk away from someone you love? It sounds completely counterintuitive, right? We've all been raised on the idea that if love is real, you fight for it. You never give up, no matter how hard it gets. But what if that's not the whole story? What if that's a beautiful but incomplete picture of what love really is? We tend to assume that when someone says, "I love you, but I don't think we should be together," they're lying. We think, if you really loved me, you'd fight for me. You'd do anything to make it work. We have this romantic image in our heads, fed to us by countless movies, novels, and songs. You know the trope. The hero who climbs mountains, crosses oceans, and sleeps on a park bench just to be with the one they love. The writer D.H. Lawrence even famously said, "A man in love will sleep on a park bench for the woman he loves." And we all collectively nod and think, yes, that's the gold standard. That's what true love looks like. But let's be honest with ourselves for a moment. Real life isn't a Hollywood movie set. It's messy, complicated, and rarely follows a neat script. Real life has baggage. Sometimes there are kids from a previous relationship to consider. Sometimes there's a 2,000-mile physical distance separating you, with no clear path to closing that gap. Maybe money is tight. Really tight, and the financial stress is crushing both of you. Or perhaps one person is battling depression or anxiety, and the relationship, despite the love, is making it harder for them to heal. What if your families are fundamentally incompatible, turning every holiday into a source of dread? Or maybe your core life goals just don't line up, no matter how much you try to bend them. We desperately want to believe that love conquers all. It's a comforting thought. But does it? Or does love also mean having the wisdom and courage to know when to stop causing pain? Let's reframe this. If you genuinely care about someone's happiness and well-being, is it truly love to keep them in a situation that brings constant conflict, financial strain, and sleepless nights? If your love for them results in them feeling miserable more often than happy, are you fighting for the relationship for their asterisk's sake, or for your own? That's the uncomfortable truth we need to face. Because sometimes walking away isn't a selfish act, it's a profoundly selfless one. It's a sacrifice made for the other person's peace. Now, don't get me wrong. Of course, there are people who use the line, "I love you, but ... double quotes as a convenient excuse. They use it to escape responsibility, to avoid difficult conversations, or because they're simply scared of commitment. We've all seen that happen, and it hurts. But we shouldn't let those instances blind us to the other side of the coin. There are also those quiet, heartbreaking moments where someone makes the difficult decision to leave asterisk. Because asterisk, they love you too much to keep you stuck. They see a future where staying together means you'll have to give up your dreams, or be constantly at odds with your family, or live under a cloud of stress that will eventually extinguish the light in your eyes. They love you so much that they bear the thought of being the reason your life becomes smaller or harder. Imagine this scenario. Someone adores you, but they know your long-term ambitions are worlds apart. You thrive in the energy of a bustling city like New York, while their soul longs for the quiet open spaces of a life in Montana. Well, think about this. Your families will never, ever accept each other, and every single family gathering feels like a war. Is it really an act of love to force both of you to endure that constant tension, that feeling of being torn in two, just so you can say you stayed together? Is the label of together more important than the quality of the life you live together? Maybe true love isn't always about fighting through every single obstacle, no matter the cost. Maybe, sometimes, real love is about having the grace to recognize when the fight itself is doing more harm than good. Maybe it's about sacrifice. And here we arrive at the great paradox of love. Sometimes, the purest and most profound act of love is also the hardest one, the act of letting go before more damage is done. We've been conditioned our whole lives to believe that if love is real, it has to last forever. That longevity is the ultimate measure of success. But maybe the deeper, more mature truth is this. Love is real when it prioritizes the other person's well-being, even above our own desire to be with them. Sometimes, that means staying and fighting side by side. And sometimes, As heartbreaking as it is, it means saying goodbye and giving them the freedom to find a path that leads to their happiness, even if that path doesn't include you. So I want to leave you with this question. Have you ever loved someone enough to let them go? Or do you stand by the belief that love should always fight until the very end, no matter what? There's no single right answer, and I'd love to hear your perspective. Drop your thoughts and stories in the comments below. Share this video with someone who might need to hear this message today. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so we can continue to explore these difficult but honest truths about love, life, and what it truly means to care for someone. Thank you so much for watching.